that can help you navigate as to whether or not you're on the right lane. But no, until you're you're inside Dobsonville and you start to see the KFC and Dobsonville police station and whatnot, you will drive there freaking out with your sweat glands working in overdrive because it's like super dark at night. And then during the day, it's just dingy because it looks like somebody gonna pounce out of the bush. And it's been like that, guys, from as far back as I can remember. From as early as I got a car, which was in 2008. It's 2025. In all those years, you gonna tell me that the South African government did not see it necessary to not only retar all of Old Port Road, but also invest in sufficient adequate lighting on the road so you can see at night, and enough brick and mortar infrastructure to create safety in that driving area, because it's really dangerous and it's a high crime zone. And it's the reason why there's so many accidents around that area, because people tend to drive past there really fast because it's scary. It's scary. It's scary. It's been like that. I can't say it's been like that since 2008. This 2008 was when I got a car. And so I started driving around that area a lot. Because I had a vested interest every so often in being in the Soweto, coming from Rediport, my mom's side, right? Because I had family that side and what have you. And every so often, family, like what idea, how I would go there was via that road. Okay, no. Ever since then, no, it wasn't even 2000. I got my car in 2008, but before 2008, I was driving my sister's Hyundai Getz as well, because I had a boyfriend that stayed Goma Road, and I would drive there sometimes using my sister's car, and I would use, because I lived this side, right in this complex, just the other house, however, that Dobsonville Road, because it was the most convenient, and I would come back because it was my boyfriend, Ebsugu, and my sister wanted her car. I would come back at night, and the drive, not only a bumpy ride, but it was also a scary ride. But I just took it because, me, I gotta get home. I'm not going to, I'll go to N1, like all the way to Deep Kloof type setup thing. It was a dangerous feat. And if you get stuck there as a woman at night, I know, if you don't know Jesus, then girl, you're done for. Do you understand? It's still dark. Let me reflow that thing. Once you take the turn, it's still dingy there. Why is nobody putting street lamps and signage on Main Reef Road? Like, I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. They are not investing in infrastructure. So basically, our government made a decision after apartheid, when all the resources of the country were awarded them to steward as they saw fit. They made a decision to pocket some of it, ignore certain projects, and the other projects that they did embark on, that they made themselves look like they were embarking on, they then employed poor workmanship, in the sense that either if it's a road, it's got a pothole, or if it is a robot, it's uprooted in favor of a roundabout, or if it's a park, after 2 or 3 months, the paint is already peeling off. This is already peeling off. This happened in the government sector with government, what do you call this? With government services, government things, the things that are provided by the government. And the thing in government, why it feels like we're not paying them is, I don't understand, because we pay taxes. But nonetheless, whatever. They refuse to invest in offices, public offices. They refuse to invest in them. I made mention of the Legal Aid Board, CCMA, Labor Court, all that jazz. They did not invest in public offices, did not invest properly in road infrastructure. Yes, every so often they rebuilt certain places, like they built Rea Vaya, which was an excellent system, do you understand, that they built, and what they had to do in the roads there to accommodate for Rea Vaya to work. But right next to Rea Vaya is the fact that the rest of Soweto was not built. It's like they did just enough to create some kind of a semblance of, we're working this out, but then dropped the ball in other respects. The Gau train was built because of the World Cup 2010, and even then it wasn't 100% ready by the 2010 World Cup, but nonetheless it's very beneficial. Marlona Gauteng train thing. If I was Anton, and I still can't understand that, why doesn't it travel all throughout Johannesburg to enable people, even all the way to Soweto, to travel Katrini and leave their cars at home? Because Bona Old Botch is wrong. Look at what Old Botch is looking like. Rea Vaya does have its own lane. Rea Vaya vehicles do have their own lanes, but they don't have their own lanes all throughout Soweto. They don't have their not Soweto only, but all throughout the Gauteng. Somewhere at some places they have to bumper, right? With other vehicles. Guys, what I'm trying to explain right now is that where they did invest, it was shoddy workmanship, and where it was not shoddy workmanship, it was not enough. They just do not care. They do not care. They did not invest in the nation, so it is no wonder then when, upon making observations in the public sector's lax delivery of services, that even the private sector, when it came to servicing South Africans, then also did the same thing. I have lived in 3 Baldwin properties, and the first one of which was the William in Four Ways. From the outside, they look good. When you go view the property, spacious in ways that you're not going to find that kind of space in other little buildings, in other sectional titles that you can find anywhere else in this Johannesburg. But once you're in there, the snags, it's like the Baldwin Group or the private sector now are doing the same thing that the public sector did. We can offer them housing, even spacious housing, but wood must be cheap, cornishing must be cheap, stuff must just hang, dangle. After just 1 year of these people out here inhabiting their newly bought houses, every Baldwin property that I've ever lived in had shoddy workmanship. The snags were ridiculous. They looked so beautiful on the outside. They marketed for such high values. People bought them, but they kept falling apart. I'm thankful that I didn't buy, but that I had rented. However, I developed an addiction to Baldwin properties because they were so spacious, and they were among the first property groups to build what is this, like residential sectional titles where the clubhouse had Wi-Fi. So I was addicted to them, and I just kept on playing musical chairs between them, because once you go Baldwin, you essentially don't go back. But it was such poor workmanship that they didn't deserve that kind of status. So when people are made to settle for lesser than what it is that they know they deserve, that is the beginning of the erosion of your economy. What Baldwin Group did is exactly what MTN did to me, starting to have no regard for South African government has no regard for taxpayers and their money. The private sector in this country now has no regard even for paying clients, no regard for paying for maintenance of staff that effect these services, that bring forth these services. That then, once you have eroded away at the public sector, at the private sector, that's already eroded away at. Now the public sector's fiber and morale is also weaning. It's also waxing thin. So therefore, the comprehensive effect in the nation is a collapse of the economy. Everybody is passing away because everybody is corrupt. A gangrene spreads for good reason. Nobody amputates the limb on time to eradicate death. Sepsis spreads for a reason. There is no administration of proper medical protocol to ascertain that this thing does not metastasize. Cancer spreads for a reason. Like things that are treatable, things that are preventable, things that upon cauterizing or cutting can be stayed from continuing to be proliferated are just being left. And so because they're being left, the thing is spreading, the gangrene is spreading, the virus is spreading, the bacteria is spreading, the sepsis is spreading. And now, as opposed to an amputation, we're dealing with lethality. We can only make a person comfortable. We get to a point where now we can only make a person comfortable because it is inevitable that they're going to pass away. The country, that is South Africa, all of y'all are comforting yourselves in this dystopia. You can only make yourselves comfortable now, because you will inevitably die. I told you. This is going to result in a civil war. And absent of the civil war, nobody's going to rise up to the occasion. Why? Because the comfortable are too selfish, narcissistic, and conceited and elitist and classist to realize that we need to stop and take stock. And so these guys that are disenfranchised on the outliers and afflicted by this apathy are going to rise up in their majority numbers as the ones on the side of this inequality fence that are in lack, and storm these guys until such a prolific civil war is gnawing away at the country that anybody at all that still wants to have some kind of a semblance of a normal life has to emigrate. And that's what's happening with me. I'm leaving this country. You're done for. This here is a metastasized cancer. It has reached vital organs, many of them. It is inoperable. The country must die if at all it'll live. It has to reach so much war so as to equalize the wealthy back down to the poor, that now everybody will make a decision to finally pitch in and fix the country. Today there are 2 cancers. Today these are 2 elitist and classist. Because you keep paying. Look at me, I'm a South African citizen. You pay YouTube to take away my advanced features. You paid ByteDance to make it impossible for me to work, to use some of their features, to a point where I've had to change my animation. You pay this, you pay that, you pay how much like proper. And you're doing this to a woman who already has nothing. You're doing this to a woman that has absolutely zero hollow note and ash. Yes, the topic is sick as dogs, yet rebellious like they're cute. You think you're beautiful, and so you are pompous and queenly. You are pompous and queenly in how you're dealing with suffering souls. And so because of how pompous and queenly you are going to get eaten alive by those who want to eat the rich, or those who want to eat the haves. Your classism has literally made you impoverish people that weren't originally poor. You are not creating wealth, like I said earlier. You are creating poverty. And you're going to get risen up against. What I am is a travesty. But I'm grateful to God that I'm not going to have to fight this war. That people are going to realize that if they don't fight it, they will never come up for air. They will never breathe. There is too much corruption. You lean on witchcraft for everything. You have handed women over to licentious men. This is a state capture. Your government is corrupt. Your public sector. Corporates are now corrupt. Public sector, private sector, sorry. They're dwindling and they're delivering poorer and poorer quality services. They are less and less careless for staff. Look at what MTN did to my career, and look at how Baldwin Group is out here building their townhouses. The economy is essentially now crumbling, even though you initially understood what was needed in order to build the country. Because you operate in your silos, you're right back again to those cubicles. Because you operate in your silos, you're going to therefore be regressed as a country in totality. You are going to be regressed back to the good old-fashioned, boring Libridge days, where you're dealing with a building that's like winter all year long, depressing you on your job, giving you limited job satisfaction. The economy started right after apartheid ended, but it's dying because of greed, selfish intent, corruption, and a myriad of other things that are going on. You took perfectly viable people out of their careers using witchcraft, and you rat race competed so horrifically that you tarnished the economy one human soul at a time. And the Lord is therefore handing you over to your reprobate mind. I am speaking like this because I had a dream of somebody out here telling me that I am overreacting and overkilling concerning my belief about South Africa. Professing Christian that I thought was born again, that was wearing nothing but wearing red clothes, evidencing that he's involved in witchcraft, albeit calling himself a Christian. I told you that witchcraft in my dreams, mine in particular, is unique to me and me alone, is often manifested in the color red. This person, I'll tell you that dream just now, but I want to rather share something else that evidences that South Africa is crazy, they're exploitative, and even the private sector, corporates essentially, that which is feeding our economy, our gross domestic product, that which is pumping us. Le wana wa kore ha ona ntho e batho ba e etsang mo strateng e etsang sense la nkutlwa in this country. People are miserable, but people don't care, and the economy is choking, and yet companies are still exploiting the circumstance. Nothing is going to give and nothing is going to be good. Look, for instance, at this corporation that is in the private sector called Lovisa. I mean, guys, there's a reason why I record my content now in the wee hours of the morning. It is to avoid eavesdropping and just being pounced on by people. I mean, how? Like, it's literally like 3:22 in the morning, 3:23. And there's like somebody busy walking around outside. Like, I don't understand. Demonic attack, when it out just frazzles a person, it'll frazzle a person. But anyway, I'm gonna continue speaking to get my piece out. There is this private corporation called Lovisa. Lovisa sells jewelry, okay? Really cute jewelry, like exquisitely gorgeous jewelry for body modification. So if you've got a nose piercing, if you've got a helix piercing, a tragus, whatever might be the stuff that you have. Also, Lovisa, it's not like any other jewelry store where you're going to struggle to find piercings that are like barbells, right? Other stores can sell you these loopy earrings easily. You can find them at Foschini, you can find them at Edgar's, type setup thing. But body mod, you need stainless steel, and every so often maybe like pure gold, rose gold, etc. There's only certain kinds of metals that can go in there because they tend to pierce you with them, and there's only certain metals that upon getting into your body are not going to cause like infection, like, you get my point. You can't just use cheap jewelry in body mod. You've got to use at a minimum stainless steel at a minimum, okay? And so you can't everywhere else where you can go to buy jewelry for your lobes, your ears, anything where you've healed long ago, they can afford to compromise on the quality of metal in question that they put on their jewelry, because they trust that you've had your ears pierced since you were 2 years old or whatever. But places like Lovisa have to invest in high quality metals that don't rust, that don't rot, that over time don't change color. All of the jewelry that I have got on my ear is pretty much from Lovisa. Literally everything is from Lovisa. As a change color is into their gold, and they've been like this for a while. I shower in them. This is my industrial piercing. I shower in them. Proper. In the rain with them, I sleep with them. I don't ever take them off. They just stay there. Like, they're permanent, they're fixtures. It's what I'm getting at. I don't take them off. Like these earrings, when I'm done talking to you guys, I'm going to take them off because we don't sleep in these, right? But certain jewelry just kind of stays, otherwise your hole is going to close because of where it is that you pierced. Like cartilage, even after years of you having a piercing over there, closes, and the gauging comes down, and if you want to put an earring back there again, it's going to be painful, or you might not even be able to go through at all, depending on the tissue that was pierced. Really and truly, you need to keep jewelry there if you insist on having that available for prettifying yourself in the future. You get my point? Okay, so Lovisa, because me, I've got pierced ears and I like my pierced ears. I don't care what anybody has to say. Lovisa is my go-to for jewelry because it's high quality, and I also like the fact that they've got such variety. They've got so much variety in a way that Claire's doesn't have as much variety as I would desire. They don't have as much gold. I'm huge on gold. Like I can do nothing but gold. My ears have to be like adorned with gold piercings. Every other color just doesn't kill it for me. I don't know, like in the sun, especially when I'm recording outside, my piercings come off so pretty. They come off so beautifully. Like it has to be gold. I prefer gold. Okay, because nothing else gives. Not just gold, but also that which is glitzy, glamoury. It shines, like it sparkles. I like cubic zirconia, therefore. And if I was Beyonce, I might even get actual diamonds, but I wouldn't want to be Beyonce because I wouldn't want to be ungodly. But you get my point. What I wanted to say is that if I was wealthy, if I had money, maybe I might invest in the occasional diamond. Yeah, I might on my ears. I would, right? Because it's always there. Like the jewelry is always on my ear. I sleep in it, like I said. It never comes off. So because it never comes off, it's worth a while. I can never lose it, and so therefore for me to have real rock there would be worth a while. But I don't have money right now. Therefore I'm happy with crystals and cubic zirconia. And what you might call this, Lovisa, every so often has cubic zirconia, and every so often they've got crystals, whatever it is that is the thing that they use. And the way it comes off in the sun is iridescent. It's cute, it's beautiful, it just gives you a wonderful look, right? Now I'm poverty stricken, like in the worst way. Because I'm poverty stricken, and listen to this, the piercing of my ears happened in the season of sorrow. I did it myself. I told you it was a reaction to the fact that I guess I'm sebetsi, and there are certain things that I've always wanted to do anyway, but I didn't do them because I was a corporate nut. I was a suit, and so because I was a suit, I couldn't just go and pierce my ears everywhere. I couldn't pierce my nose because then it was not going to fit with corporate wardrobe. But then when people kicked me out of corporate South Africa, I was like, you know what, I'm going to do what I've always wanted to do. So I did it. I pierced my ears, I pierced my nose, I pierced whatever I wanted to pierce, and now I've got what I would imagine a very beautifully adorned ear. Okay, ears and nose, type establishment thing. Cool. I pierced, right? So now I started to have to research stores that would sell me body mod jewelry that would get in my ears, so I could create a cute little beautifully adorned look on my ear, what a fish base, etc. Okay, and Lovisa came out tops because gold for me, variety, or the color gold. I don't think it's real gold, but it certainly does not change color over the months and years. Doesn't change color over the months and the years. The underlying metal is obviously stainless steel, and the variety. It is about variety for me. The variety, okay? You will be confused out of your mind, your eyes going squint inside Lovisa, just sitting by the body mod place. And again, with body mod not furniture, it could be with body mod, because it's like sitting there, like just sitting all year long. With body mod jewelry, when you buy it, it's inside boxes, right? It's closed, unlike regular earrings that go in your lobe that are 18 gauge. They tend to sell them open, but with body mod jewelry, it has to be closed in a box because of the hyperallergenic boxes, basically, to ascertain, because they can loss of infection. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with body mod, so you have to make sure that you sterilize, you have to sterilize, disinfect, and keep it clean, especially when it's new, because you heal in it. Well, even when you're completely healed, you still need to buy it in that hyperallergenic, is the law, right? Little box type establishment thing, because it is entirely true, possible for you to pierce with a stud that you bought from Lovisa. You can give it to your piercer and say, pierce me and use this jewelry, and it has to be 100% stainless steel, or something that can take in your ear. You cannot put anything other than that, because then it is considered illegal under the law, because it could hurt people, right? It's a whole hygiene thing. and it has to be a certain kind of gold on it. If at all it's gold plated, it has to be a certain kind of gold on it if it's gold plated, in order for it to not erode in your ear or whatnot. It comes highly recommended largely for you, if you're going to pierce your ear, to pierce with just silver, with something that's silver in color, like stainless steel. Just leave it as the original metal, and then after 3 months you can change out the jewelry. But there are people that are pedantic, because I mean, 3 months I'm going places, 3 months I'm getting married, 3 months I'm doing this and that. So it has to be the one that I want for the look and the feel that I want for this particular event. So they have to sell them basically ready to go in an ear that is encircled by raw, newly cut tissue. And Lovisa got that right. Lovisa got that right, okay? I love Lovisa like no man's business. I adore it. It is by far my favorite store in South Africa. I haven't found anything that comes close to Lovisa that is within reach price range, but I'm poor. Because I'm poor, I can't switch it up as much as I would desire. When it comes to my ear jewelry or my nose jewelry, I cannot switch it up as much as I would desire. I'm very fashion forward, all right? I'm creative that way. So because I am creative, if I had money, if I had a job, if I had some way of basically getting myself done up, I would change my jewelry probably weekly, maybe even daily, to match my outfit. Once you're healed, a piercing can go in and out, but some piercings, it's so taxing to, like, you know, yeah, and whatnot. So maybe like weekly I would change it, just to suit a theme, just to suit my outfit, just to suit an event. And some of the jewelry is just so gorgeous, like, oh yo, like so gorgeous, like a thing that's just out, just sitting on all of your ear, go fella, like that. And it's like, it's glowing, it's blinging, and you're rocking like a simple t-shirt and a jean that's torn on the knee, a kitten heel, and some dangling loopy earrings as you gold, and you've got this like thing that's just hanging here, and oh, beautiful. And then you have this like full face beat and these eyelashes and this hair bun that's like out here. Yo guys, I know shame it's again when you put me in sorrow, or you are taking away something ya se babula monstrating. You took away le khadimala lightning lankutwa, you took away umuntu nje fela ona tlo chaza lefatshe. So now you made me poor and made sure ukuthi angwazi mina ukuyonishayela instructing. You did it, whatever. Ngisenandaba nani, kodwa I'm leaving. Yeah, ngiyatsamaya with again guys, since nne ke lo iphoshonka, since nne ke lo iketsa mopila hampe, since nne ke lo tsa meriri la nkutla, since nne ke tlo apara manyena, since nne ke tlo shapa ye bathong, I am still going to get beautiful. That's what y'all need to understand. But let's carry on talking. Every time I've gone to Lovisa, I've only gone because somebody gave me a donation, and I had always been thinking that I need to change up something of mine, because I sleep in my jewelry, because I bath in my jewelry. Every so often the stuff unscrews, like little by little, it just unscrews. And then I wake up in the morning and I discover I'm brushing my teeth, and in front of the bathroom mirror I realize that this thing, it's lost the base, it's lost the little screw-on thing. And then I would have to go and scratch in my little, you know, a stash of jewelry that I've bought in the past to find something to close it. But you will find that in Toywelling, the thing that got that I lost while sleeping or while just walking around, whatnot, that got unscrewed or while I was showering, it was such a cute piece that Archer was complimenting my look. Like on my tragus, I am so unhappy. Sure, whatever, as in my poor skin. On my tragus, I'm so unhappy with what in the world is going on over there, because I had decorated my tragus a particular way. This side I've got 2 of them, and there's a loop. That one that is just a simple like screw on air round. That was not my first choice. I had like some jewel, like that was shiny, like a cubic zirconia there, but it fell. When I was showering, I didn't know. One day I look and I noticed, there's no stopper up there, only the flat back. And I had to replace it with something to make sure that the hole doesn't close and this thing doesn't, like that thing doesn't fall out altogether. And so the hole closed, because I pierced my own tragus, okay? Because I'm poor. Like proper, I pierced my own nose, I pierced all of my ear. The only thing that was professionally done is my industrial, and that came as a result of I had some money that my mom had given me, and I was like, and I'm going to invest. It cost me $400. I bought it, and it was the most painful piercing that I've ever done in my life, and it was worth it, okay? But the rest of my there's my tragus, this one that has a cross on it. Absolutely love it, right? Not tragus, king industrial type establishment thing, but the rest of them, this here, that helix piercing over there, the one underneath it, that one, these 2, I did it myself. This one in the conch, myself. This, myself. Tragus, On this side there's one tragus, I did it myself. On this side there's 2 traguses, did it myself. Leah, this one up tops, did it myself. Literally that one, and it looks like it was painful. It was painful. You would wonder how in the world did you get that done. I did it myself. All the piercings down here myself, everything, these myself, the other conch, this one myself. These piercings, it was painful, but it was me out here doing what I want with myself, because really you threw me out of corporate South Africa, so now I don't have to look like a corporatean. Yeah, that's what's good. Cool. Now that you've heard that, let's go back into the story. Because of having lost jewelry, there's always been just a sorrow in my soul when I look at my look and I'm like, I don't want that jewelry. And it's not the original one that I started with. The original one fell out, and I looked around. I looked around on the floor and I couldn't find it. So basically I don't have the right jewelry, and I'd always told myself, Uguti, when I get money, I'll buy the replacement. When I get money, I will buy the replacement. That's what I told myself. I get the replacement. Yeah, okay, cool. You know, the way that people have treated me. When I get money, I'll buy a replacement. That's what I'm out here telling myself. And then months would progress. You stopped my, never mind donations, right? But you made sure that I can't monetize, that I can't buy myself anything. So this enablement, when I get money, I'll finally replace it, has come in trickles over the years, where literally once every 7 months I'll get a donation, and then I will replace a stud that fell out that had something boring on it, and it would stay there. It would stay for months, and now I am very, very careful to every so often just feel around my piercing and just reinforce it, like tighten it, to make sure that it doesn't fall out when I shower or whatever, or just screw it in. Mara, this here is not ideal. I don't want this here. This one is cute, I'm cool with it, but nalena, like, look, listen, even what's in my conch on both sides is not number one. I'm glad that my industrial has stayed the same, right? Because it's too chunky, it's too big, and it's too like tightly woven and well screwed in for it to get lost. But my tragus piercings are the ones that really get to me the most. Where I put this piercing, Lena, this cuff, it was on my nose, but then I moved what is this, the small little one on my nose there, because I wanted to bring out my septum piercing. I put the septum back in the nose. I don't think I'm going to bring it back out again, but now I want, and I spoke the other day about the fact that I want a piece that but I can't take the one out of my tragus because I've only got the barbell, the horseshoe, right? Not the barbell, I've only got the horseshoe, but what goes on both sides is not what I want. But this one is cute, so I've kept it. Cute, so I've kept it. Hey guys, but not so much as to like feel, I'm not so frustrated so as to feel like the world is going to come to an end. As long as my holes don't close, I'm good, right? But what is frustrating is that people have impoverished me so much that basic things like, oh snap, I lost my screw-on little jewel, I guess let me just go and buy another one. It sucks that I lost it, but I mean, given that I had it for like a year and a half, it's worth the while to invest in a hole. And on top of that, jewelry is meant to be switched up, right? Generally, decorative jewelry is switched up. Like if you care anything about fashion, you will likely change your earrings to match your outfit every single day. There are people who stay with just studs all their lives and they're cool with just that one stud and they sleep in them and they don't care, they just wear the same studs. But generally, women tend to switch up earrings to suit outfits, right? Well, similarly too with this body mod jewelry on my ear, on my helix, my tragus, my conch, my tragus, my conch, wherever it is that you might find it. Also, those who do have these piercings on their ears tend to be able every couple of weeks, months, maybe even daily if they want to, once they're fully healed, to switch it up as they desire with like some event they're going to, some outfit they're wearing. They decide that they're going to switch it up accordingly. I'm one of those. I'm such a switch up girly that I used to switch up my bag every day, my handbag, to suit my outfit. I would not carry the same bag to work 2 days in a row. Because for what? There are women who can actually carry just some black person just underneath their armpits every day, and every day they're just lifting the same bag. Every day's the same bag. Every day's the same bag. I never used to do that. I used to change my bags to match my outfits because that's the kind of person I am. You get my point. So of course, once I've got jewelry in my ear, I would be, if I was going anywhere every day, switch it up in tandem with what I'm wearing. I would have like a whole chest that I would open, or a drawer that I would open in my bedroom that would be laying next to it, my body mod, my jewelry for my ears, like 10 Tragus halls just sitting in row 1. In row 2, it's a helix. In row 3, it's a conch. In row 4, I would have a drawer that would enable me to switch it up just like my handbags. Because I'm completely healed now. It's been years. Okay? Yeah. And I haven't been able to do that. People have taken away from me the ability to be able to be me. South Africa, I'm sorry. You literally grab the best of your people, the most eccentric, the most creative, the most colorful of your people, and you say, Dula mo fatsho ska etsa next. I don't care. I nambo Hashem, no. So now I have spent years wearing the same jewelry on my ear, and months, and the last haul that I did, the last thing that I changed out on my ear was probably it was this, my helix. Yeah. Because on the same day that I bought the nose ring, that was the round nose ring, the cuff, it came in one box with 2 little tiny flatbacks that I put in my ear on different places, right? Ko Lovisa, those piercings, like the 3 in a box that you would buy. One will be out here setting you back $300, $270. 300 rands, 350 rands. Those are the prices, right? Tsakolo Visa. For 3 in a box, you pay about 300 rand. So it's 100 rand for one. Sometimes one piercing is so high value that it'll cost 275 on its own. Ili one get 275. And no, sorry. The one cost 275 and it's in 3. A small little stats it's in 3. It's a cubic zirconia on top. The one Yamongo that was at some point in my septum cost 300 rand. Well, 200, let me round up to the nearest 100. 300 rand. It cost about 275 rands or 280 at Lovisa. So in total, I spent about 500 rands because I got a donation. Why would I invest in jewelry? Some might argue. When I get a donation, what am I going to invest in? It's not like I get a donation of 100,000 rands to enable me to start a business, so I can finally gain independence from my harassers and my abusers. And also, it's not like I get such a big donation that I can finally buy myself a laptop, because my Mac is old and choking up a storm. I tend to get enough money to give me some legroom to spoil myself, but not so much that I can make a dent in my life circumstance. So the only thing I invest in is my ministry. And understand this, I have a talking head ministry. And in this world, aesthetics sell, they matter. I have to look good, and there are certain things that when the light reflects off them, makes me worthy to look at. I am interesting to look at because I am colorful. I do this to my tops for good reason. Scrunch them up like that on the inside so they can have this cute effect on them, because I want layers of eccentricity to be noticeable on me, because I'm trying to make a point that people are impoverishing a woman that should be making a whole chunk of money. I am easy to listen to. I'm easy to listen to, and I'm easy to look at. More so does it become easy for anyone to listen to me with all of my eloquence, but when my earrings are big, dangling, cute, and when I've got a whole bunch of beautiful jewelry on my ears, up tops here, more so do you look at me. So therefore, when I buy jewelry for my ears, it is me buying my ticket out of here, because I am the investment. I am the thing that somebody would want to make a decision to get out of this, because I am worth it. I cannot start a business that's going to go anywhere without being sabotaged by witchcraft. But I can be so compelling and so seemly, so easy on the eye, that I would clearly appear like a travesty. So I buy jewelry that I'm going to wear every day in my ministry, that's going to shine and pop and come back at you when I'm recording in the sun. That's going to make people be like, but why is this woman going nowhere? Why is her content not being viewed? She's so pretty. Never mind that. Whoa, what is that on her ear? I like the way that she's done her jewelry. I like the way she's done her hair. I like the way she's scrunched up her top. She's interesting. Whatever. Basically, my ministry is my investment. It's my ticket out of here. It's the place I come to speak. And if I'm not showy and ornate in it, nobody's going to hear me. Like Esther, I'm being adorned for a year so that I can be the one chosen, if you know what I'm saying. That, for me, is the investment. I am the human being is the investment. So I got to adorn her. I got to make her cute. It's the reason why I bought wigs some years, because my hair was always in a protective style that was frustrating me, that was staying on my head for very long. And so when it went all awry, I didn't invest in wigs, because I have a talking head ministry. I don't go anywhere. God, why would you buy a wig if you don't set foot outside of the yard? You are always just incubated in this environment. Yeah, but I come on YouTube every day, don't I? So every so often I'm gonna rock a wig that's gonna make me look cute. So I invest in jewelry, because here is where I go to work every day. Here is where I go to the mall every day. Here is where I go to the street every day, the park. Here is where I go to the interview every day. This place is the environment that's going to get me snatched out of this squalor. This is my business. This is the investment. This is the 10,000 rands investment in a kitchen where I'm going to be selling hotcakes and hope that my bakery is going to open from an initial investment of 10,000 rands. I don't have 10,000 rands. I don't have 20 grand to buy a new Mac computer so I can work more efficiently. All I have is this Android device that I've got, my Mac computer, Wi-Fi from Moheso, a dead iPhone 6. I have a dead iPhone 6 that I went to Chinatown the other day and I asked a guy there if he can change out my battery, and he told me he can do it for 300 rands. At the iStore, I asked them the same question, and when they found out how old my iPhone was, they were like, I'm sorry, we are no longer dealing with iPhone 6s. We are no longer dealing with iPhone 7s or iPhone 8s. You are too late for that. But at Chinatown, there's some dude that's willing to fix it for me. Once my iPhone is back, I'm going to have 2 devices from which I work. I'm going to expedite how much content I can get out, I can edit, so as to succeed to post every single day instead of being delayed by a day because of how slow export speeds are on my computer, on my phone, and how it is that I've got so much to do. I insist upon, I spoke about that yesterday, both animation and this talking head. And so just regular me. And on my iPhone, I spoke yesterday that I'm going to edit what do you call this? I'm going to edit my animation on my iPhone, but then I'm going to edit me, regular me, on my Android device, while I will use my computer for silence detection, removal of silences on Time Bolt. My edits are like that. I'm all over the show. And all this so I can post on a channel that has got restricted features. And so I can't even put my thumbnails up as much as I want to put them up, as many of them a day. But when the 24-hour period has lapsed and I can put my thumbnails again, I will finish uploading the rest of the thumbnails in an 8-part series, because now I've got animation added into it. I intend to post daily, even though I won't succeed to get my thumbnails up daily. And I cannot do, and the daily content that I post has to be such exceptional, exquisite volumes of high quality work that comes back to back from a person that is able to strangely produce this content every day, that is going to be clearly bizarre what is being done to me. I have to have high quality videos, many of them a day, with excellent thumbnails, with excellent editing, captioned, and beautiful talking head, with a moving person in this talking head that's also very seemly every day, so it will be clear that I'm being sabotaged by whoever will finally click on my content and realize what I am doing copious volumes of work every single day, hours. And it's not just lackluster quality work. It's a high quality thumbnail. It's a high quality edit. It's also high quality content coming out of my mouth from a high quality woman who looks really good. That's why when I get money, I don't buy chocolates. I don't spoil myself with randoms, like I don't know what, or I don't sit on it. Like I literally buy things that are expensive for a person that has no money, because that is going to be something that's going to last me a year, 2 years, and it's going to be a significant improvement to my ministry. So my earrings, my jewelry here on my ear is an investment in my ministry. It's an investment in my talking head videos. It's an investment in the quality of the human being in terms of my aesthetic beauty. And I was prepared to spend 300 rand to bring back a certain piercing on my nose from Lovisa. Because it's been a minute since I've been buying these jewelry items of mine from Lovisa. I prefer them in gold first and foremost. And Lovisa is not cheap. 300 bucks for one little stud earring is not cheap. And for someone who has no money, it's like, what are you doing to me? But I've been buying one little jewel every 7 months. 2 little jewels every 8 months. Once a year, I'm able to change out 1 piercing or 2 piercings on my ear for the sake of my ministry. And this is done through Lovisa. Because with every new donation, every 7 months, I can only buy 1 or 2 things that cost 300 rands each. More than that, it's an overkill. More than that, I'm not going to be good. More than that, it's too much. More than that, who do you think you are, Karabo Oppenheimer? Who do you think you are, Mark Zuckerberg? Girl, you ain't got no money. You can't afford to buy all this jewelry from Lovisa like you got a job. So I can only buy 1 little or 2 little items and have a drought for another year. Gunjal, it's my life. I recently received a donation and I was intending on buying my nose piercing. I'd been planning on buying it. I was literally waiting for a donation so as to invest in that. And I was going to go to Lovisa. But then something made me Google online because I haven't been able. The thing that was a blessing in disguise was the fact that my mom got the holiday season, got December, right now it's the 16th, was all over the show, all over these streets, traveling everywhere, so I couldn't use her car. And then when the year commenced, she went back to work, and so I couldn't use her car. My car is stuck. I've told you stories. Please go listen to all my other videos. You know what's going on. I need to change the battery. It's not a priority. So if I want to go out there, I have to wait for a day when my mom is here and she can avail me the vehicle to use. And I have not found that area open for a minute. So that delay of me going to Discam, to Lovisa, to wherever to go and get stuff that I need has basically kept me with money in my bank account that I haven't used yet. But I knew what I was going to do. It's just that I was waiting to get a car. Yeah, still haven't gotten a car, and because I'm not moto until further notice, don't know when that's going to give, right? I'm still waiting for the car to give. But this weekend, I'm going to travel with her wherever she goes, because there are certain things I need, and I just need to get this out the way, okay? I need to get the situation with the iPhone corrected. Like, I need to get this in particular corrected, because CapCut took away my animation. So I need to go and get UCam makeup on my iPhone, on iOS, to get my cartoon character, my animation on their application. So go Saturday or Friday, and go to Chinatown to get that done to that gentleman, okay? Cool beans and bananas. But with the plan of me covering steering on my mom's car, I also wanted to go to Clearwater, to Lovisa, to buy this, and then whatever change I have left. Oh, and once I get my iPhone corrected, I'm going to buy the UCam app. So that's like 600 rands in total. All right, 600 to 700 bucks in total. Whatever change is left, then I'll buy turmeric, I'll buy linseed, I'll buy cinnamon, I'll buy things to make my power drinks, my shots. I'll buy whatever, that I feel like, okay, let me get that. But otherwise, I can live if my drink is just linseed and a whole bunch of other whatever's available in the house, because I know that I don't have money. People have restricted me. I can go and buy my fenugreek chenchi. I can go and buy, but the rest of the stuff let's on, right? Cool beans and bananas. Yeah. Now, also something that's very important to me is my skincare. Like, yeah, that which maintains me in a bunch, that which keeps me together with sticky tape. After all, I am 40, so my skincare is also very, very important. It's something that every time I get a donation, I don't miss a step with that. All right. And my stuff tends to last me months on end. Okay, very well. Now that you understand, let's then go back to talking about Lovisa and link all these conversations together with this note, this epic note, this concluding note. Because I'm stranded here without a vehicle, and so can't get my stuff that I need, and even my face creams diafela. Kojic acid. I decide, let me look for jewelry online. Maybe they can sell something, sell me something. Maybe I don't have to go to Lovisa, okay? If they can deliver it, my mindset was, my mom has been driving out a lot, and I don't have access to her car. If they can bring it to me, then great, then I don't have to go out, okay? At least for stuff that I need, that I want, like ever so immediately, like right here, right now, okay? So take a lot, deliver. Let take a lot delivered for me. Let me see if I can't find it on Take a Lot. Let me see if I can't find it online. Then they'll deliver it. And because I expected to pay 275 to 300 bucks, maybe 400 for this nose cuff, I knew that delivery would probably be free, because delivery tends to be free for items 500 rands and up. So I knew that I was going to buy that thing and maybe something else on that website that I need, and then they would come and deliver it for free. So I'll go online, Google, search Traeger's piercing, or no, I knew that I wanted a nose cuff, but when you say nose ring, they tend to want to sell you an 18 gauge, because some nose rings are very small, like the size of the loopy earring that you pierced when you were just a baby. Yeah, they're 18 gauge, but a 16 gauge is the one that tends to be the one that fits your ear up top here. And my nose piercing here is a 16 gauge. Yes, I pierced with an 18 gauge needle, and then I gauged it after months. It was painful, but it's 16 gauges. I wanted it a 16 gauge because I once saw this chick on YouTube with a horseshoe in her nose, and I thought she was so cute. And a horseshoe is always 16 gauge, so I gauged myself so I could put a horseshoe there, and I did succeed for a season to put a horseshoe there. But ever since then, I've been switching up my nose jewelry with 18 gauge jewelry. Not 18, 16 gauge jewelry. If you don't understand gauges, basically the gauge system works much like the Kelvin system in temperature. The more negative you go, the more higher you go. Like, it's just you get my point. Like 18 gauge is smaller, it's bigger, sorry. It's smaller than 16 gauge, and 16 gauge is smaller than 14 gauge, etc, 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 etc. But you don't need to know any of that if you're not into what like piercings and what have you. It's just maverick information. Okay, cool beans and bananas. So because I've got a 16 gauge piercing in my nose, I had to look for not so much nose piercings that might rock up here with an 18 gauge, not a flat back, but what do they call this thing? Like a swirly or an L-shaped whatnot. Like, just recommend things that are very, very small. I need something that is still 16 gauge because I like cuffs instead of, you get my point. I like the horseshoe. That chunky piece, I liked it. Okay, cool. So I Google, instead of nose ring, I Google septum piercing, because the piercing that I had in my nose was for the septum, but I put it in my nose here because it was chunky, it was beautiful, it was cute, it was giving hallelujah. All right. I look for that, and then there's like this 8-piece set, this is like this 9-piece set from Temu, right? And I look at it and I'm like, wow, this is pretty. And there is this like weird price on it. There is this like absolutely weird price on it, and I am out just shocked out of my mind. An 8-piece. So first of all, I was looking for just one nose ring, and I was prepared to pay $300 for it. And then I Google, I find a 9-piece set on Temu, and it's got, like I said, 9 pieces of these tragus piercings. But they're not tragus. What do you call them? They are 16 gauge septum piercings. But I'm not gonna put them in my septum. I'm gonna put them on my ear. I'm also gonna put them on my nose. Well, on my nose, just one on my nose. You can interchange them insofar as the whole is 16 gauge, but it says that it's a tragus a septum, right? I decided to click on this on somehow. This is a lie. This is a fad. It's the internet. But I know Temu is a trusted brand, so I go inside Temu. I click on this, and I go inside Temu. And this is indeed a true story. This thing is literally selling for 84 rands. 84 rands for a 16 set stainless steel gold-plated septum set. I was like, let me experiment, add to cart, maybe get mark. I'll leave it to the side. And then I scroll down to see what else they got. Because once you click on it, they recommend similar stuff. Yo, guys, everything that when I'm at Lovisa, my heart is always breaking. My bottom lip is always quivering. I'm always looking at stuff, window shopping like a pigeon. You know how that song, TLC, not your TLC, but the spoof that was the parodic response to No Scrubs. There was a song called Pigeons, and one of the lyrics therein says, you don't shop, you just cruise the mall. Yeah, every time I'm at Lovisa, I'm a pigeon. I don't shop, I just cruise the mall. Like, I literally go in there and I just scan, and I'm like, oh, that would be so great. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's so pretty. Ooh, what's its price? And I'm always flipping it, and everything is just tending towards 300. Some things are like $400, $450, and I'm like, yo, and then I get out there all somber, having purchased one little thing that cost 300 rands. Here it is that this pigeon was now inside Temu. And this time around, I was not a pigeon. I was able to shop 80 randa. I had a budget, 300 randa, $320 on a bad day to buy my nose cuff. I was like, I was planning on spending about $300 to $350 for my nose piercing. I'm gonna spend $350 for jewelry. I am going to buy a jewelry haul of $350 on Temu, because this is going to be, I don't know how long I'm going to be in this position still, how long I'm still going to be frustrated by wicked folk, and how long it's going to be before my next donation. But one thing I know is that this jewelry is going to last me at least the next 2 years. I don't want to be in this for another 2 years, but I'm going to be able to switch it up for all that time. I went down and I saw everything I've ever wanted. Did you like go for that, like that jewelry that you find on Lovisa shelves? Yes, like it, but it was all up in my grill on Temu, out here retailing for $75, $130, and $75 that thing is for a 9-piece set. $130 that thing is for a 8-piece set. Yeah, the flat back that you can put, that are 16 gauge, that you can put anywhere, in your conch, on your helix, on your lower helix, your upper helix, on your upper lobe, your lower lobe, depending on how you've gauged those areas. You can put it in your nose, switch it up. You can put it as the 9-piece set round, so you can put one in your septum if you've got a septum piercing. I was like, this thing is going to enable me to get the look and feel that I want for my ears, and to switch it up, and to, if at all, like if I'm busy showering and it unscrews and doop in the drain, I can just change it again and screw it on with something still that's cute. Albeit being a pain, it hurts to lose jewelry, but it should not hurt and you be out here dealing with a tree stump for a piercing. You only have the flat back or the ball back